Yeah, fam. Yeah, it's the Hebrew life again. It's Shah Sharouj. And I'm back with another lesson. We gonna call this one Natureboy Took Out by Technology. This part 2, man. Y'all catch up, man. Let's get it.
Rules locked in the times, everybody coming to the watchman. Tribulation, every nation, devil out here plotting. Going back to the world that's like eating your vomit. Son of the highest, crack the sky like a comet. We don't need opinions, you could really keep your comments. Thought he wasn't coming, but he had perfect timing. Can't be sleeping on your job, man, we the watchmen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like a rocket. Israel, we got problems, man, yeah, they can't.
Yeah. We back, family. Tired. But, we about to get it in. As y'all have heard, Eligio Bishop, aka whatever. He got many names, like Satan. But anyway, we ain't gonna go too hard on him. But this is for the people who are involved in the fiascos that he has had these years that have passed. All the victims, all the people who put their life into it, who was trying to make people aware of this man and his tricks to bring in people who at times are lost and foolish. As the judge say, this person was taking lost souls and he was damaging them even worse. We're going to get into it though, family. First off, fair use. Now, this ain't your typical video. I'm not finna cut up a whole bunch of clips because if y'all, I'm going to show y'all, I've already done videos on this man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna make him about my content. But since everybody's talking about him and since justice has somewhat been served in this lifetime that he has to sit in jail, he can never be around people because he's dangerous. He is a master manipulator, as the judge says. When he get around people, weak people mainly, he can take advantage of it. Let's go into it right fast. First off, as y'all can see, I done videos on Natureboy before. It's no problem. You know what I'm saying? I done did it before. It's like sad that, you know what I'm saying, all these people involved in this have been damaged and that they weren't wise enough to get away from him fast. All the people who are around him. Now, let me unlock the camera for this. All the people that was around him who seen him do these things, you have blood on your hand. You have blood on your hand for allowing that stuff to go on, and you done intervene, and you didn't try to get people out of there and try to help people who was there. You're going to have blood on your hands. So, let's get into the news clips right fast so y'all can see that it's real.
A guilty verdict on all charges against an alleged cult leader accused of raping a follower who tried to escape. Good evening, I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Jurors in DeKalb County came back with 5 guilty verdicts against alleged sex cult leader Eligio Bishop. But he wasn't even in the courtroom to hear the verdict.
Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has been following this trial since the beginning. He joins us now with a closer look at that verdict and the sentence Bishop will face. Tyler?
Yeah, Russ, good evening to you. Alleged cult leader Eligio Bishop is now a convicted rapist, and just moments ago, the judge sentenced him to life without the possibility of parole.
I understand that you all have reached a verdict. Is that correct?
After about 6 hours of deliberations, a DeKalb County jury found alleged cult leader Eligio Bishop guilty of all.
Yeah. So, when I seen it, originally I said, damn, you know, life without possibility of parole. They treated the man as if he killed somebody. I'm like, damn, like I thought it was kind of heavy at first. I'm like, damn, it's a heavy sentence. But then the judge said they was gonna get him a lighter sentence. First of all, let me put it out there because there's plenty of videos out on this. Y'all could go where y'all want to go, but y'all on the Hebrew Life. So I'm gonna give y'all the real. The man had a plea deal for 7 years. He didn't take it. He chose to take this to trial. He got the mats. They brought out all the evidence. They brought out all the witnesses. So the judge said she said she was gonna give him a lighter sentence, but his behavior and I watched all this. Like I said, this video blow. I'll do a part 2 and I'll chop it all down. But I'm gonna try to break it down to y'all in this video.
Faced, including rape and false imprisonment.
Guilty.
The jury found Bishop raped a former group member as she tried to escape the alleged cult Carbon Nation and then posted revenge porn of the woman online. Bishop wasn't in the courtroom for the verdict because of COVID concerns, but watched from the DeKalb County jail and let out an audible noise before the judge ordered his mic off.
All right. Go ahead and mute courtroom C, please.
A woman who has covered the group online for years believes the jury got it right.
I believe that it's a just verdict. I believe that the courtroom today was very quiet and somber.
Following the verdict, Judge Stacey Heydrich moved right into the sentencing hearing where Bishop's victims testified. He appeared to make fun of them.
He said my soul belonged to him, and there was absolutely no saying no to him.
You were our guy. Now you're a prisoner, but you a prisoner to us.
Bishop then addressed the judge.
I forgive you. I forgive you, and I still love you.
And the judge said she would have been lenient if it wasn't for...
The judge said that she would have been lenient if it wasn't for his actions. Now, it's a lot of testimonies. I watched most of them. It's gut-wrenching because you are dealing with people who put their life and their knowledge in this man's hands to teach them and show them how life is. And this man lied and said he was Christ and then abused these people. I'm talking about physically, mentally, and spiritually. And, you know what I'm saying? The damage he caused, and then the followers he had coming after these people. And it was just terrifying, you know what I'm saying, to the point where the judge seen that he didn't need to come out. Said, what's up with Golton? He said, first, Rashad Jamal, not Natureboy. I'm glad you said that because I was talking about Pops earlier, and I said, okay, these people who do this, they all have the same evil spirits on them, legions on them, that want to empower, that want to control, that want to have this lust of sex, this lust of money, this rape, this R word, because I don't know YouTube violation laws and all of that. The R word, they want to do that to. They have many victims in their past of this, and it, you know what I'm saying, they have the same characteristics. I seen what happened to Rashad Jamal and about him touching on them kids and all of that too. But all of these people are talking about the earth, the minerals, the trees, the stars, the sun, and they zodiac signs, and there's nothing that's involving the Most High. As that woman said, I don't know which one of the women that gave a gut-wrenching testimony, and I'm going to come back, you know what I'm saying, I'll probably do a part 3 to this, but she said, you lied to us and told us you was God, but I met the true God when I left you. She said, how I feel to be where you at if you God, you know what I'm saying? Look where God put you, the true and living God put you. And this is what happened to him. So we gonna reverse. So to give y'all a rundown, because I've been watching this for years and I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I couldn't believe the police ain't intervened faster. But this man is very crafty. He's like the devil. So, first of all, this dude, Legio Bishop, Natureboy, we gonna give y'all the whole rundown. The man is out of New York or whatever. So he grows up, so we gotta understand, just like with R. Kelly and all of these cases where people get touched and all of that, we gotta remember that these people were touched when they were younger. So it's prey turned predator. Somebody preyed on them, and somebody was the predator to them. So when they grow up, they become that same predator. So he grew up supposedly in a foster home. Some people had touched on him and did some weird things with him. He wasn't able to overcome this, though, as a real man, and never let it happen to anybody else around him. No, he wanted to do it to everybody else around him. It became a way of life to him. He wasn't able to fight that demon that did that with the truth. So as he grows up, he was a barber. We gotta remember he already had a baby mama that he had, he was with, he was living with, he was a barber, and he beat her up. Almost, I listened to her story. He almost beat her half to death, busting the house, came in, was drunk, be getting drunk and want to hit on the women and stuff. This is really a clown, a punk. They gonna handle him in Georgia. He gonna be some big cornbread brothers who gonna handle him. Trust me. When they when they hear the stories of these women, and they really, because it's all on YouTube, it's all around on the internet, they could see what he was doing and how he was acting, and he gonna have to stand on that in jail. The judge completely cut him down. She said, you can't make no books about this. You can't make no movies about this, nothing. You can't make no money off of what happened. So he can't do nothing. He can't make a living off of the name Natureboy anymore while he is in jail. He can't do no interviews and talk about it or none of that. She cut him financially also, so that he wouldn't be able to profit off of what he done, which was, to me, the ultimate cut, because he probably thought, okay, I'm going to go to jail, but I'll still be able to rule while I'm in jail. No, you can't make no books and none of that. So anyway, he beats up his baby mama. She was, and our women, they got to be more wise when they choosing men. I'm going to just keep it 100. Our men, we got to stop being followers. We got to stop being punks and being followers. If we see a dude out of line, man, be willing to win, lose, or draw to let him know, look, that ain't wide. So this is just based off my knowledge. If I'm wrong, and I'm out of chronological order, y'all can look up, do all the research, and watch the 1,000 videos on the nigga. But anyway, he beats his baby mama up, boom, moves to Atlanta. Now, while he's in Atlanta, he becomes, he does some adult movies on a LGBTC side. So, he had somebody going up his rectum and all kind of wild stuff in the video. So he's been emasculated as a man. He was a male stripper. He was with women and men. So we are already dealing with a cuckoo person. He's messy. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that. I'm not really trying to talk about it, but I'm just giving y'all the timeline. So this is what he's doing. Then he popped back. He go back to New York. He popped back on the scene. He was with Young Pharaoh, supposedly at the Sonetta studio. And this is how he got his, back, his name back on. He came back. He tried to change his life. I'm telling y'all what happened. The man tried to totally flip what he had done. That was who he was in the core. He had left his wife and kids and was doing that. So in the core of it, he left his wife and kids to go do all that stuff he was doing in Atlanta with the Rainbow Boys and all of that and girls. So he come back and now he on some esoteric stuff now in New York. Peace, guys, and You know, yeah, the planet is this, the earth is that. Yeah, man, woo, woo, woo. Try to grow his beard out, grow some dreads, and try to change his identity. Knowing he had done all that stuff in Atlanta. Boom, he in America. He get enough. I remember when I was like some years back, how it was a video of them going in the supermarket, and they did some. I think they grabbed some fruit or did some. I don't know. It was a lot of them, and you know the video popped and it blew up. So they got enough following, enough money to go overseas. They went to Costa Rica, I believe. Excuse me if I'm wrong. They went to Costa Rica, or Honduras, or something like that. You know, they was out there. It was a dude. I forgot his name. Name might be Key. I don't even know. But it was a dude with some money. They was dropping plenty of money on the man. Had like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 from followers. While they were over there, they was setting it up like, okay, we in the tropics. You know what I'm saying? Come over here. You know what I'm saying? You can live off the earth and live like Adam and Eve type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And people was running. This silly people fueled this man. When he blew all the money, silly people brought him more money, brought him more following. They came along. They wanted to get a plane ticket to come out. There was so many people flying out to see him. The man ended up being on like BBC or something like that. PBC or whatever, the Britain. He was on a Britain newsstand. News show. So the man was on there because he had some Caucasian girl from Canada that her parents was looking for her. So this is how he got on PBC or whatever, BBC or whatever it's called in Britain. They found the girl. The girl ended up going back home. Boom. Everybody broke up. He blew all the money. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get people wives back then. Adulterous. You dealing with somebody who was trying to sleep with all the women, that even if he was calling you his homeboy. There wasn't no laws of the Most High being practiced. They were trying to live like the Africans and living like, I don't know what they call it. They had Egyptian cultures at the core and zodiac cultures at the core. The sun and the moon, the fifth moon and the third sun and this month and all that. That's what they were into. And he knew how to find beautiful women who weren't that smart and men who weren't that smart and weak-hearted to do what he was doing. You ain't got to do the research. I'm telling you what's going on now. So, boom. Let's continue the story, because before I say what I want to really say, I'm going to tell the story on, and I hope the victims, and I hope he see this, because he had plenty of chances to turn around. He had plenty of chances to say, you know what, this ain't right. I'm going to just follow the Most High. No, he had too many attachments from the former life he was living. He had men sending him money, all kind of stuff, man. All this is fair use. All this could be proven anyway. This for education purposes, so nobody else can go and fall into these cults, whether it's a tropical cult, a Mormon cult, or whatever cult, African cult. We've seen it happen before with Malachi York, Elijah Muhammad, and all these different people who built these. Jim Jones. All these people claim to be Christ. See, when you hit that level, when you over all them people, and you decide you want to teach them wickedness, the devil creep in on you. And he take over. And so I got you. I'm going to show you how to do this. And he used fear and intimidation, because he ain't no small guy. This dude like 6'2", 6'3", but he weak. He weak-hearted. He a weak person. And they were intimidated by seeing him in the flesh. And all the women want to flock over there. But he ended up moving to Mexico, whatever. This man had slept with dude. His first baby mama and the little carbonation melanation thing was his homeboy girl first. He took the girl and kicked them out. I heard a story about him trying to stick a finger in this and grab that over there to other people's wives, and they was like, "Look, we gotta go. We bouncing. If I had to kill this dude." But these silly people steady stayed around him, and I hope they ask God to forget him, and I hope they can forget about being so silly and never be so silly again. I hope this is a lesson to the youth not to be following anybody just because they say they living in Honduras in the tropics eating mangoes and papayas and you know what I mean, they want you to come over there so we could wash up in the river at the waterfall, and people be wanting to, you know, they got money, they'll take a vacation to come see and they get captivated and end up staying. Now he teaching you all of this stuff. That ain't nothing. He misusing the Bible saying he's Christ. Had them people thinking he was Christ. So those that stayed for the foolishness. So let's fast forward. He tried to fight the immigration people, you know what I'm saying, made a scene online, you know what I'm saying. That's how he got popping once again after all of that failed. When he seen it was all falling apart, he wanted to fight the immigration people and make a big thing online like they trying to do stuff to black people over here in Honduras. Y'all help me, send me money. See, it was all about donations. It was all about the money. It was all about the power. And he knew long as people still was talking about them, he could capitalize off that. He knew he had a woman set up every other message that wanted to come and see them and visit the tropics. I found it funny though when I was seeing it because they was talking all this Egyptian stuff. I'm like, just go to Africa. If you gonna have all these African Egyptian cultures calling yourself all these Egyptian names, why don't you just go to Africa? Why are you going to all these Mexican countries, these Latin countries where they don't want you there either? And he realized he couldn't. He was talking about he was escaping Babylon. This is another thing he was selling to people. You're escaping Babylon. How? Christ ain't came yet. Babylon got to be destroyed. See, it was all a joke from the jump. So, fast forward. He ended up having a baby over there, trying to do it natural. It didn't work. You know, her father came and tried to get her, but she was so brainwashed. What he called Velvet. I'm not even gonna say her real name. She was the woman leader over there, leading the women. You know what I'm saying? She was accepting a lot of abuse from this man too while she was over there. He was abusing her while she was pregnant, all kind of stuff. The man did horrific things. You know what I'm saying? Words can't explain what he was doing to these people. You would just have to go and see how he would talk to them, how he would treat them, and just see how they were staying with him through all of these adventures of going to different countries, because they was kicking him out of countries. Every country you go to, he'd get kicked out because people would hear about people fighting, and you know what I'm saying? They'd tear up the place they was at. You know, they were out, you know, using the bathroom on trees. They was doing all kind of weird, wild stuff that was making the locals even say, look, these people got to go. And so, you know what I'm saying? After she got enough, and I said, hey, when she leave, it's over with for him, because she was so brainwashed. She was his ace boon coon. She was a young, pretty, light-skinned girl, and you know what I'm saying? And she was, you know what I'm saying? She was like the spin image of him. Yeah, I seen them statues. I seen them old man statues, yeah. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? When she got enough, she left. Boom, she leave. She had a baby, then she ended up leaving. Cause you know what I'm saying? Then she come back. He embarrasses her. You know what I'm saying? Now he got a whole every other 3 or 4 months he had new people coming, and the crew kept revolving. The people was leaving, and they was saying stuff about what he was doing, but nobody was doing anything about it. He couldn't be found guilty on them because there was no concrete evidence on him besides the videos that came out when it looked like he was being violent. You know, he was talking violent, but that's not a crime. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you would see a woman, then you wouldn't see her for a week. They'll say, hey, her eyes black. People would be, you know, sending these women money. And, you know what I'm saying? The women really were emotionally connected to it because it was women who were being used mainly. The men, the weak men, were weak for sitting around letting it happen. So, you know, it's just like, you know, after she left and came back and left again, he was crying for her and come back to me, and you know what I'm saying. This man had legions on him. You ain't know who he was gonna be. He was playing roles of different people. And everybody thought it was funny, but they didn't realize man had legion on him. He was probably 3 or 4 different people each day. He was unpredictable. But he had the image they wanted, and he had the following they wanted, and the clout they wanted. So people stick around. Then how he would treat when everybody left, he would talk bad about it. You know what I'm saying? So these people were scared to leave. They knew, okay, if I leave, he gonna turn against me. But his problem was he started accepting people back after they was leaving. Not thinking, okay, like the woman who came with this case and said he was doing revenge videos on her, you know, sexual videos on her. He you know what I'm saying? He touched her up and took her against her will, and you know what I'm saying? And then he held her against her will so she couldn't leave. This stuff was going on the camera. You could see it. All the evidence was there. I knew he was going to lose the case because all the evidence was there. You watch his videos, every time somebody try to leave, they in their way. He got their passport. He got everything. He was controlling everything. They let him. He ate first. He wasn't no real king. He didn't say, y'all eat first, I'm going to eat last. He ate first. He ate the most. They were looking like they were starving over there in the third world countries over there, claiming they was living by the beach, and he was looking fat. And they were over there starving, looking skinny. He had these women fighting each other on camera. He did all kind of wild stuff. And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The evidence was insurmountable. You know what I'm saying? He had these women slapping each other, abusing each other. The woman he kicked out, she came back and she was the one who put a case on him. She had left. She was messing with a few people, but you know what I'm saying? She wanted to deal with him, and you know what I'm saying? He did her dirty, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Whether she did or what he did or didn't, he had it coming. Because he didn't take care of his kids. His first baby mama, he never really took care of them kids. He'd talk to them. He brought the kid out. You can watch videos. He didn't even know how to be a father. Get up, do this. Man, you ain't been in this kid's life. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's all kind of videos of him talking crazy about letting the kids do stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was plenty of women that left and was in danger and felt in danger about their kids. So fast forward, boom, she leave. He crying for her. She come back. She leave again. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now he got to look. He was already looking weak at that point. He was already over with at that point. He come back. So he tries to go to Hawaii. Boom, they kick him out of Hawaii. They arrested all of them, kicked them out of Hawaii. Said they had broke the COVID laws or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? He went to Mexico. He went to Honduras and Costa Rica. Was trying to avoid the Americas because he claimed America was Babylon. So finally, he come back to America, and where does he go? To his stomping grounds where he did all his dirt. Atlanta, Georgia. The home of y'all know what. They call it Black Hollywood. So you should know it is Black Hollyweird in some areas. So he go back to his stomping grounds. Start messing with all these new people, and now his behavior is it's even worse than now. He can't mask it. He can't hide it like he used to. Everybody that's coming around like, yeah, I seen him grab her and hit her. You know what I'm saying? It was so many witnesses on his behavior, it got to the point where, you know what I'm saying, people weren't even messing with him in Atlanta. They wasn't even letting him in clubs. They wasn't dealing with him. They're seeing how he was treating people and acting on camera, and they wasn't dealing with him. He didn't have the juice and the clout. he had the women and he had the look, but nobody was messing with him. They knew he was flawed. So, you know what I'm saying? After he was done treating all these women wrong, you know what I'm saying? Taking all his friends' wives, taking all of their money, getting all their checks, living off of it. They moving in some Airbnb every other 6 months, every other year, living in it. It looked nice, but they in that mug struggling. He ain't got no job. His job, he done been. What made me lose major respect for him was when he went out and he was meeting his father-in-law, which was his wife's father. They went to some Mexican restaurant, and he was on that bed and telling my man, y'all pay for my dinner, man. Y'all sent some donations. The man was out, ain't had no money out with his father-in-law to pay for the dinner, but he doing all this capping online. Like he the man, and he was just overly aggressive. And that's just, that's a sign to me of a weak person. Weak inside and out and weak in the mind. And that's what he was. And he played strong. And even when he got sentenced, he wanted to play the sad guy, man. I'll forgive y'all, man. He wanted to still try to put some grief and some sorrow on somebody. I want to tell all the people out there who was involved in this, y'all don't have to feel sorry for him. He made his choices. He destroyed lives. He got people out here damaged. Going over there, he was beating on them women. He was kicking on them women. He was starving them women. He was doing all that stuff. They gave their testimonies. The men even gave their testimonies on him. His right-hand man said he was a psycho. He had a few people who was still brainwashed, but his right-hand man, who was there the whole time, who was there with him the longest probably, both of them snitched on him. One of his other right-hand man ended up getting a baby by his baby mama. That hurt him even more. But that was just trauma bonding. Cause she ain't even with him no more. He even had a man wife. At the end, when it got towards the end, he moved to Georgia. He ended up getting like a man wife. He was doing all this masculine stuff around him, acting like he's a man. Then he ended up getting a man wife and sat him in front of all of his wives and all of the men in the house. Like, yeah, this is the new woo woo woo. And they, I could see that they was like, oh hell no. This dude tripping. Like we know you do this behind closed doors, but for you to bring it out in the front line, then he went out there acting like a cat, crawling all in the street, all kind of wild, crazy stuff. And that was the end of him. He had, before that girl came and said, oh, he held me within that house. It was another girl, the girl Malia she ran all the way 2-3 blocks trying to get away from these people. Where you going? Where you going? You ain't gonna stay with us. You ain't gonna stay with us. And they just chasing her down the street. And she like, leave me alone. These people, it was several times when they was in Mexico and these different countries, these people would run off in town and they be like, where you go, man? Man, yeah, you can't be leaving us like that. It was like like you can't escape. And then you out here in the country, in Honduras and Mexico somewhere, where you can come up missing real easy in one of them type of situations. So it was extortion at the highest level. And these people couldn't find ways out. They had to just keep staying with him. You know what I'm saying? Someone was smart enough when they got by an airport or something, or by a bus station, they got up out of there. They said, I'm going to the store, and they disappeared. Those that was weak, they stayed. Those that was too loyal, and they understand the thin line between loyalty and stupidity, they stayed there. But at the end of the day, most of his greatest followers and his greatest side, his greatest, he had a couple wives that still sat there and lied for him. She tried to say the slapping came from Will Smith, and they had to tell him, man, that slapping happened way before Will Smith slapped him. Y'all were slapping each other. Why he had y'all hitting each other and abusing each other because he got tired of hitting them, and he wanted to get on camera he thought he was smart by doing this. Oh, well, if I show them hitting each other on camera and fighting each other on camera, they'll never think I'm hitting them. He was wrong though. He never thought they'd tell on him. But he got checkmated since he loved chess so much. Went to jail, took it to trial. You know, this girl father ended up dying. Like they said, Mr. Marquez, if he could have seen the man go to jail, man, he would have had the biggest smile on his face. He didn't take care of his kids. He didn't ever really mention his kids. When the judge gave him an opportunity to speak, he didn't say, you know what, I got out of hand with my power. I got out of hand with my control, and I was trying to protect these people, and I did the wrong things, trying to protect them. He didn't have no remorse. He like, I forgive y'all, man. Ooh. And they did nothing but tell the truth on him. They told him you lied to us. You said you was God, and you wasn't. You lied to us. You manipulated us. You used us. You brainwashed us. We was trusting and believing in you, and you was the leader, and you misled us. This is an example of how silly, like my father always told me, people were just silly. They'll follow anybody. They'll do any dance. A person come in the club and just start hitting the dance. Now everybody doing the dance. This is how people follow people. Somebody started wearing their hat a certain way. King Griffey Jr. said he wore his hat backwards because he used to wear his dad hats, but his dad hat was too big, and the only way it could fit on his head was to put it on backwards. He never meant to make it cool in the style. He only wore the hat backwards so he could wear his father's hats. But we, as followers, say, oh man, that's cool. He wearing his hat backwards. He the new guy. I'm wearing my hat backwards. We the leaders and the followers of the earth. And this man took many lost and broken people out here who had family issues, who had done things to people, and who couldn't get past it, who really needed the Most High in their life, and he took them and he misled them and he used them, and they were open for it, looking for something new, looking for something to get them away from what they were or what they were going to, or what they were involved with. These people ran from their families, cut their families off. So he went to jail, man. As y'all see, he went to trial. You know what I'm saying? While these people were giving their testimonies, he was constantly talking. He was constantly talking to people who weren't even, when nobody even there with him. This is the craziness. He couldn't believe what his, and he lied and said he didn't want to catch COVID. No, he didn't want to sit there in front of them people while they gave their testimonies and cry, because he knew they was telling the truth. The judge said, ain't nobody catching no COVID. Hey, what are you talking about? No, he's a coward. He didn't want to show up and look these people in the face while they told him the truth about how he lied to them. Talking about he the Messiah and all of this. He was 15, 16 different people. And silly people kept him afloat as long as he was. But now it's over with. A mistrial, man, they just going to pull more witnesses out. He want a new trial, they just going to pull more witnesses out and more evidence out. He can't win. I was surprised the judge gave him that much, but when you hear the testimonies, you hear how these people are scared for their life, and they have every day, and he was a nightmare to their life. Every day they had to wake up. He said with these people he was going to kill them. He was going to do this, that, and the third to them. These people had to wake up every day thinking, is one of his fathers going to come and do this? Is one of his people going to come and do this? Is he going to pull up on me and do this to me? Their lives will change. Everybody know them for what they did with him. As the title, he wanted to do revenge, sexual mixtapes with women, putting it on Twitter and all of that, and on Facebook. He wanted to put these videos. He was destroyed by technology. The same camera he used to get the clout that he claimed to be Natureboy, and he doing everything natural. I knew he was lying because he was never growing anything. I never seen the man plan to grow anything. I never seen him do anything natural. I knew he was a lie from the jump. The man never planted an apple or orange or anything. but his name was Natureboy. Never did anything natural but rent Airbnbs and hop online and beg for donations and try to do some push-ups so he could look swole for the women. And this is what people's lives consist of, and people are silly and they go for it. The same technology he tried to use to destroy that girl and put out, because ain't no way you talking about you doing nature, but you out here doing flicks. See, he never could get away from his original ways. That's why I got another video called "You Can't Escape Babylon," because he talked about escaping Babylon, because Babylon was inside of him. It was in him. It was in his camp. So even if he moved to Antarctica, Alaska, or he moved to Africa, it wouldn't have made a difference because he was wicked, which made his followers wicked, and 2 times wicked as him. Wasn't a lot of their parents, a lot of their sister, their brother, the police, or whoever, knowing people was in there getting abused and hit and hurt and starved and punished for like they were children and dogs. All to save this man who was lying. The same place he did his wickedness in. Doing mixtapes with other men for money. Being a stripper for men and women for money. The same wickedness. The same place he did that wickedness was the same place he was served at. And I find that very ironic. I mean, what more can I say? Hey, I pray the brother repent, even within them walls, and come back to the Most High and give a true apology to the people who follow him and was misled. I pray the people who were involved in this turn a new leaf and be reborn again within Christ. So that thing that they went through with him and with the thing that they tried to overcome before they even came with him can be a thing of the past. I pray that all the people who are in the world see this as a sign and as a witness to never follow anything but Christ. And if you do, make sure you examine their ways and make sure their ways are righteous. The Bible says you could tell a tree by its fruit. And if all your fruit is confused, battered, and hurt when they come from under that, when that fruit comes from under that tree, then that's a no good tree. And as y'all seen, it was chopped down. Life without parole. That's crazy. With 10 years, plus 10 years. Hey, the Most High don't like ugly. See, everybody that was watching this, they said, man, this dude ain't gonna never catch this dude. See, the Most High coming. See, he just ain't coming when we think he coming or coming when we want him to come. But when he come, his timing is perfect and it's beautiful. Beautiful. And everything is made beautiful in his time, as y'all seen. Justice was served in this realm, but he still has to answer to the Most High. That's why I say I pray the brother repent. But we're going to leave it at that. If y'all like this, like it, man, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the tribe. It's the Hebrew Life. I'm Baisha Rouge. And, yeah. If y'all like this, man, I'll do a part 2, 3, 4, 5, because I love my people. I love my subscribers, man. We familiar. We family. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Shalom.
Rules locked in the times, everybody coming to the watchman. Tribulation, every nation, devil out here plotting. Going back to the world that's like eating your vomit. Son of the highest, crack the sky like a comet. We don't need opinions, you could really keep your comments. Thought he wasn't coming, but he had perfect timing. Can't be sleeping on your job, man, we the watchmen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like a rock.